Hey guys, Armada here. There's a lot that goes into, being a better player, not just in Blacklight, but any game in general. One of the biggest things you can do is get a gaming mouse, and a specific kind of gaming mouse. One, it's got to have no angle prediction and no angle snapping, and two, it's got to have no acceleration. And there's about 4 or 5 mouses right now that satisfy that criteria. The Microsoft IntelliPoint 3.0, Razer 3G, and 3.5G Deathadder, Razer Abyssus, and then the Logitech G400 if the physical ID on it is LZ13333 or above, or if you have a serial number instead of a physical ID. All those mouses satisfy that criteria, and only those mouses. The rest of the mouses either have some sort of acceleration or have angle snapping as an option that cannot be disabled. So keep that in mind. Angle snapping is basically when you're drawing straight lines on, not just in game, but like on paint or anything. You can probably do this and you can see for yourself. Your software or your hardware on your mouse will predict that, okay, he's drawing a straight line, so let's make it a straight line. Or, he's drawing a 90-degree angle, we're gonna make it a 90-degree angle. And that really screws you up when you're in game because you do a lot of unorthodox moves in games. So the software might think, okay, he's trying to draw like a straight line, but you're thinking, oh hell no, I'm not drawing a straight line. What the fuck are you talking about? And if both you and the software kind of conflict about that, bad stuff can happen. So that's kind of why most gamers prefer that option's disabled, and that's why you want to have an option disabled as well, because it puts in an amount of correction that you don't need. You want to have the mouse in your full control, and putting some sort of correction into the software's controls the recipe for disaster. So that's why you want to have that option disabled. Acceleration, you want to have one-to-one movement. One-to-one movement basically means that no matter how fast or how slow you move your mouse, it's going to go at the same speed and it's going to go at the same distance. So basically, the distance you go on your mouse pad is directly synonymous with the distance you go on your cursor on your monitor or in your game. And that's good for developing habits, because you want to develop habits. You want to learn how far you can go with however much mouse movement on your mouse pad. And if you develop habits like that, you can put that into your game, and you can gain muscle memory that way and learn that every time, no matter how fast or slow you move, it's going to move this amount. So you can kind of train your brain for that, and that helps out a lot. So you want to have acceleration disabled so you can have the one-to-one movement. Like I said, a lot of the mouses have built-in acceleration. The list I showed you right now was, or list I kind of told you about, was all mostly optical mouses. Laser mouses are notorious for having either positive or negative acceleration built into the sensors, so that's kind of why I stay clear of those completely. And that's acceleration you cannot correct or cannot remove. So that's kind of why optical mouses are the way to go right now. Even though you might not have acceleration on your mouse, you're gonna have it on your OS. I'll post links to a couple of registry fixes that'll get rid of the acceleration on your OS completely. Also, it's recommended that you have a 6 out of 11 pointer speed on your mouse settings in your control panel on Windows, and also you want to uncheck enhanced pointer position, because that will present acceleration as well into your mouse. So you want to make sure those two things are also checked off and make sure those are correctly where they're supposed to be. Also, if you have raw input on your mouse on any game setting, like I think CSS has it, TF2 has it, make sure that's checked, because that'll actually basically take whatever you have on your mouse and go directly to your game. It won't go through the OS, and you won't have to worry about any OS acceleration issues if you have anything like that. In terms of drivers, 800 DPI is the way to go. You do not need anything above 1600 DPI. 1600 DPI and above, overkill. It's all marketing gimmicks. The only reason you would use it is if you have a higher res monitor or like a TV screen you're playing on. But most CSS and TF2 bros use 800 DPI, and that's pretty much the consensus. Another reason why is because if you go into your mouse settings and you change your DPI and your drivers, like 1100 for example, it's not going to be 1100 DPI even though you set it to it. It's going to be an interpolated version of 1100 DPI, and what interpolation does is it basically takes a reference DPI. Most cases it's the preset ones like 800 DPI and 1600 DPI are presets on the G400, I think. So 1100 is closest to 800 DPI. It's going to take 800 DPI and scale it to 1100 DPI, or what it best thinks is as close to 1100 DPI as it can be. So there's a level of uncertainty there, so that's kind of why you want to stick to the presets and why you want to stick to 800 DPI specifically. Same reason applies for why you put the pointer settings to 6 out of 11 on the Windows mouse settings, because that's also interpolated. So if it's not on the middle setting, it's going to interpolate that as well, and you're going to present some kind of weird stuff. If you like move your mouse, you'll kind of see it. It gets kind of weird. But yeah, so DPI you want to keep it 800. Report rate, crank that up as high as you can go. Most mouses right now have 1000 megahertz report rate. 500 is the default, but a best way of like thinking about it is you might have a mouse that, for example, reports every second, and that can be the 500 DPI or 500 megahertz report rate mouse. And you have a mouse that reports every half second. So you have a mouse that's reporting twice as fast, and that's the 1000 megahertz report rate mouse. So it's better off having a mouse that reports back every, half a second than a second, because you're gonna get more information back. It's gonna be more accurate. You're gonna have more response time. So definitely have your report rate as high as it can go. And I think that's pretty much it. So if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. This has kind of been like a little herp derp guide to mouses. Hopefully it helped you guys out a lot, and thanks for watching as always, guys.
Cover me, I'm using the depot. Two minutes till it's filled. Until it's